Hi, I'm joined by Nubia. He's a librarian here in the Pierre Verger Library. Nubia's kindly helped me find some fascinating books about the history of Muslims, African Muslims in Brazil. The first book, I'll try and explain in English because it's in Portuguese. It's called, in English, The Black Muslims in Alagoas, which is in northeast of Brazil. Very fascinating book written in, I think, the 18th or 19th century. It's got some images of the African Muslims' dress, and also there's a fascinating photo which I want to quickly show you, if I can find it, of the presence of the African Muslim community in Brazil. It's a really fascinating book. That book is in Portuguese. And there's another book called Negros Malês na Bahia, which is, again, it's about the presence of African Muslims in Brazil. Again, this is some of the fascinating history about the African Muslims in Brazil. And I definitely would recommend anyone who's interested to find out about the history of Muslims to come and check out this library, Pierre Verger Foundation.
So we have, you see, this is part of, you see, documents, those my list documents. You see, this is it. Two in Arabic. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. One verse of the Yasin, Surah Yasin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, the name of the same thing. All these documents are from the museum. The name of the slave, Torquato Nassam Nago, Torquato. You see, and there's another one. The one we are saying, this one is Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The same thing, this. Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is dua. اغفر لنا ولجميع المسلمين والمسلمات. Dua. This is the woman. When we talk to her, she cry. You see, on her hand, Nasba belonged to her grandfather. And Quran, long time ago, a big Quran, she told us that she gave the Quran to one of the director of university, one college here.
The Malays in 19th century was a very important group. The most part was slavery, but when we read and look about the Malays in 19th century in Brazil, always we see a group who was different of the most part of the other slavery, because they are literate, and they are Muslims, and they are very organized, yeah, and they were very important in the revolts against the slavery in Brazil. So the freedom of my country is debt with the Malay and Muslim culture. And if I can say something to the Malays descendant in the world, is thank you. Malays helped to transform Brazil in a better place.
After the abolition of the slave trade, after they went back, they established these quarters in Lagos. They built, at the same time they built churches. There are mosques there. There are two popular mosques in the Brazilian quarters today. So they call one Brazilian Olosun Mosque, and there is another one on the major road.
People here doesn't want us to be aware of what was the Malay insurgents, the revolt, because they think, oh, we want to tell these people that they are able to make some kind of insurgents and and get the power for themselves. And so they keep it that hidden the most they can.
Wow, subhanallah.
I guess they are afraid of happening what happened to us, happened to everybody.
Yeah.
Like once they find out about it, they really follow it.
Yeah.
Because it really happens. So they don't talk about it. Some people, I was just saying, say, oh, I'm Muslim. Okay, cool. They say, oh, I'm Brazilian. Hold up. You said you're Muslim. How are you Brazilian?